Hello everybody, thank you for joining me for another weekly reading. This week I am using the Morgan-Greer Tarot. So I'm just going to give them another shuffle. I've shuffled them already. Just going to give them another quick mix and then draw our 3 cards that will represent the week ahead for us. So I hope you are all doing well. How are you enjoying your summers? It is extremely hot here. Yeah, I think I'm just about ready for fall. You know, I mean, I love the summer, but when it gets stiflingly, oppressively hot, no, I'm not a fan. So, I'm looking forward to the fall colors and all that. So, okay, here we go. So I will draw 3 cards. Here is card number 1, right over here. Card number 2. Card number 2. Oops, come on. And card number 3. Okay. All right, let me straighten these misbehaving cards here. Sometimes they just want to go a certain way, don't they? Okay, anyways. So we got the King of Cups in reverse, the Fool in reverse, and the Empress in reverse. All reversals this week. Very interesting. We've got 2 major arcana. So guys, this is going to be a week of some major importance here. We've got some major issues going on. And everything is topsy-turvy. So let me just take a quick boo here and see what comes to me. Okay, well, this is going to be a week of some imbalance. You know, we're going to feel like we're out of sorts this week. There are some major things going on, but they are not going smoothly. Anyway, let's get into these cards one by one here. So we've got the King of Cups, and in the upright, he is a person who he represents emotions, mastery of your emotions, mastery of your inner life, you know, knowing who you are on an intimate emotional level, feeling very deeply, but not being afraid of your feelings, negative or positive. Somebody who people go to for advice, and somebody who is very good at offering advice. Somebody who's very caring, who's very loving, who likes to take care of people. Kings represent people, usually, who are in their, men who are in their 40s and up. This does not have to be hard and fast rule. It's just a general association with the court cards. Kings are generally said to represent men in their 40s and up. They're men who have some level of experience, some level of sophistication, some level of mastery. Well, some level. They are masters at what they do. And so this is somebody, this is a person who is going to be in our life this week, who is, this card came up in the reverse. So this is somebody who can be emotionally maybe destructive, maybe dangerous. This could be somebody, since the cups are associated with water, the element of water, very often this card can be associated with an alcoholic, somebody who has a drinking problem. So there could be a man in our life who's a heavy drinker, who is kind of emotionally reckless, somebody who is careless with his emotions, who is careless with the emotional power that he holds over people. This could be somebody who's kind of manipulative, emotionally manipulative, okay? Because when a card is reversed, it can mean a blockage or the opposite of the upright meaning of the card. So upright, this guy is very, he's very loving, he's very giving, he's very balanced. He is somebody who is a master of the emotional realm and is very open and very loving and giving with his emotions. On the other side, on the upright, this is somebody who can be emotionally negative, who can be emotionally stifling, who can be emotionally damaging. So this could be We could encounter somebody like this week. This could be somebody in our lives, could be a family member, could be a friend, could be a lover, could be, you know, a spouse, whatever, whoever this person is, if this is ringing true for you. You know, just pay attention to how you react to this person and how much you allow them to affect what's going on in your life this week, okay? That's what's coming to be about card 1. Now, card number 2, the Fool in reverse. Okay, so upright, this card is a card all about a fresh start, a fresh outlook, a fresh perspective, adventure, optimism, excitement, wanting to get out there and experience things in a very, very fresh, new, dynamic, daring, unafraid way. You know, somebody who just wants to throw themselves headfirst into life, into whatever they're doing. Okay, so this impulse, this urge is there, but the card came up reversed, and what it's kind of telling me, the gut feeling I'm getting from this reading, is this person could be influencing your desire or your drive to get out there and do something new. Maybe this person is going to be you know, giving you a lot of negative feedback. Like, say you tell somebody that you trust. Remember, again, this doesn't have to be a man. This can also be a woman. Somebody that you trust who is very important to you. Say you tell them, hey, I've got this great idea. I want to start a new business, or I want to go traveling to this place, or I want to do this. I want to try this. I want to try some new thing. And they just kind of really, you know, throw crap at you about it. Like, oh, that'll never work. You know, you could never do that. You know, that is so impractical. That doesn't make sense. That's stupid. That's crazy. Whatever. I think that is what this card, why this card is reversed this week, is because we have this drive and we have this this calling. We feel this calling to get out and strike out on a new path and do something completely new and do something that really, really excites us and makes us feel alive. But this person is really kind of, you know, putting a damper on it and influencing us negatively. Okay. And card 3, we have the Empress, which again is in the reverse. And again, with this kind of, the thought I'm getting from this is these are parents. These could be parents. This is the male. This is the female. The Empress is the major arcana card. The King of Cups is not major arcana, but he is a very powerful man, a powerful male figure. Well, the Empress is, you know, she is the ultimate female. She represents the divine feminine. She represents mothering. She represents nurturing. She represents growth and abundance. Okay. And since this card was in the reverse, this is stifled. So really, guys, you know, what this is telling me is that we could be coming up against a lot of people this week who are throwing crap at us, trying to, for whatever reason, whether it's intentional or whether it's not intentional. Maybe they are not, maybe they're not being malicious. Maybe they are just telling us these things they believe for our good, for our, you know, well-being or whatever. But really what they're doing is they are stifling you. They are stifling your ambition and your drive and your ability to get out there this week. You're hearing a lot of negativity. You're hearing a lot of naysaying. You're hearing a lot of cynicism. Excuse me, I have to have a drink. Pardon me. Oh, I had a frog in my throat there. Okay, sorry. So these people are, you know, they're really bombarding us with a lot of negativity and a lot of cynicism and a lot of, you know, a lot of negativity that we don't need, okay? So let me just look at these cards for a little bit longer here. Notice that the king, he's not facing completely forward. He's facing kind of sideways, but he's not looking at the fool. He's looking straight ahead. He's not looking at him. Empress isn't looking at him either, but the fool is looking at her, almost as if he's looking at her for some kind of nurturing that he needs. He needs some nurturing. He needs some love. He needs some affection. He needs some encouragement, and he's not getting it. The fool is not getting it this week. So this leads me to believe that this is us. We are the fool in this situation here. And we want to get out and we want to try something new, but we're just surrounded by by negativity, and we are not getting what we need. We are not getting the encouragement, and we're not getting the sustenance we need from important people in our lives, okay? This could be a man and a woman. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a man. This could be a woman as well, but generally said to represent a male in his 40s and up. And the Empress, of course, represents a female, a feminine energy. So this is a very, very powerful woman in your life, okay? These two people here. So I'm just going to take another look. So what's very important to remember is that if you are not getting the positivity, if you're not getting encouragement, and if you're not getting support, emotional support. See, these cards are also cards of emotion. The King of Cups is all about emotion. The Empress is all about emotion as well. If you're not getting the emotional sustenance that you need from the people in your life, if they are being abusive, even emotionally abusive to you, you know, you need to get rid of them. You need to turn your back on them. You know, you need to think of yourself first. You need to take care of yourself. You need to look out for yourself. And when people are hurting you, it doesn't matter if they're family members or people who, you know, people you very much love. You know, sometimes we can be drawn to and, you know, feel compelled to be with people who treat us badly. And that's not going to serve us in our life. We have to eventually make that decision to turn our back and move on, because, you know, we realize that it's not going to get us anywhere. As a matter of fact, it's holding us back. So I think this week is going to be all about really coming to terms with that. I think a lot of us may be facing that decision in our lives this week, whether it's turning our back on one person or another, two people, more than one, whatever, whether maybe it's a group of people, maybe it's a group of people who are very negative, if you've been hanging out with, and, you know, you're just sick of their shit. Pardon my language. You're just sick of their, you know, their negativity and their energy, and it's holding you back. It's stifling you. Okay. So I think this week is all about realizing that. It's about recognizing that. It's about recognizing the people in your life who are damaging to you, who are negative to you, and taking the appropriate action to protect yourself, to move yourself forward, to benefit yourself, okay? Because you are the most important person in your life. You have to look out for yourself first. It's not selfish, it's common sense. If you don't look out for yourself, you're not going to be able to do anybody else any good. If you can't do yourself any good, you're not going to be any good to anybody else, okay? So it's, you know, it's very, very important that you recognize and you do what's necessary here. Very, very important. Just going to look a little bit longer. And I see the crescent moon at her feet, at the Empress's feet here. So you're going to have to use your intuition, you know, a lot of times. Sometimes it's not as obvious. Sometimes people can be very, very clever at disguising their negativity. You know, like I said, they try to make it look like they're looking out for your best interests, when in reality, they're just really trying to sabotage you. And they're really just trying to make you feel bad, you know, in order to make themselves feel better. That's why people do these things. That's their motive. Is when people are negative towards you, it's coming from a place inside them that they don't feel good about. And, you know, that's how they deal with it, is projecting it onto other people. So, guys, I think this may be, you know, kind of a difficult week for some of us. And if it is, just hang in there. You know, I know it's not easy to walk away from people who you love and, you know, people who are important to you. And, you know, maybe it's not a physical walking away, like just like never seeing them again. It's just making that decision in your mind. I am not going to deal with these people. I am not going to tell them anything about my plans, anything about my aspirations, anything about my opinions on certain things, because I know that they will react to them negatively. So you just might make that decision to start keeping that stuff to yourself. Don't confide. Don't confide in people like this, because you know what they're going to do if you do. They are going to make you feel bad, okay? So it may just be, you know, deciding to make that decision, okay, from now on, when I deal with this person, I am not going to tell them anything private. I'm not going to tell them anything personal. I'm just going to keep it very, very, you know, kind of impersonal, and, you know, be polite, be cordial, but, you know, it doesn't mean you have to be best buddies with them, okay? It doesn't mean you have to, you know, let them be your confidant, because you know that if you do, they are likely to hurt you, okay? And you have to protect yourself. You have to look out for yourself, for your best interest, in order to get out there and do what it is you want to do, because something is calling you. Something big is calling you here, and you're feeling prevented from getting out and doing it because of the influence of these people, okay? So guys, I wish you luck. I hope you have a smooth week. Remember that, you know, it's all, you know, the way you react to things, it's all in your mind, okay? Your mind is the ultimate master. You are the master of your own life. You can decide how you react to things, and you don't have to let other people influence you and make you feel badly if you don't want to feel bad. So you just make that decision, okay? This is the way my life is going to be. No more negativity, etc., and move on, okay? So guys, I hope you have a great week. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the reading. If you would like a personal private reading from me, I will link my website down below. Please come on over and check it out. And I'm also on Facebook and Twitter, so if you want to go check me out there, I would appreciate it. I would love to interact with you there as well. So thanks, guys. I will see you again next week. Have a good one and stay cool. Okay, bye for now.